Happy Taco Tuesday. I know you can hear the smile on my face. Y'all, it's ridiculous out here in these streets, these YouTube streets, the real streets, and every damn thing else. What's going on, Black Widow, Lady Posh, Religion Free, Lisa Blackman, Black Hourglass? How are you? She says, I was hoping DZ would talk about this, y'all. We got to talk about this. It's reached an all new low, even if you didn't think we can go any lower. Do you hear me? Okay. Divested Lady is here. Colette is here. Katima, Dr. Ken, how are you? Haven't seen you in a minute. Laughing my ass off at you. Hey, DZ, how are you? Listen, the only thing that I want to know for my life right now is whether I'm going to have fire sauce or maybe just regular hot sauce tonight, because I'm going to be eating pretty late because it's Tuesday and I don't want to get heartburn. That's part of my divestment, not being thrown out of windows by niggas. Let's get right into this shit right quick because I just want to, I can't do this. Y'all can keep going. I can't do it. But first, let's talk. Let me pull this shit up because I got so much shit I want to go over today. It's ridiculous. Where's my goddamn screen? Here we go. Here we fucking go. Of course, y'all know the divest. Always hashtag divest. Always hashtag all. Y'all, I shouldn't be smiling and laughing like this. But if Black women don't stop doing this shit, it's going to become comedic. I can't help it. I'm sure you'll get there one day. Okay. The passion is still there. The hope that you leave is still there. It's still there. But when you don't and keep 10 toes down on stupidity, then I got to laugh at you because the shit's fucking hilarious. Let's go here first. Okay. Man arrested for pointing gun at women who didn't thank him for holding open a Family Dollar door. Listen, I told you a billion times. These motherfuckers operate like children. Children. When a little kid does something, look at this. Ooh, look at this ugly motherfucker. When little kids do something, they want you to recognize, hey, mommy, aren't I good? The ladies, I guess, was supposed to turn around and say, oh, he's a big boy. Look at the big boy holding open the door for the girls. Look at you being a big boy. Since they didn't do that and just walk through the door to come get their shit out the store, you get to be faced with a goddamn pistol in your face because you didn't tell the big boy, thank you. I'm surprised he held open the door. Hey, they getting a little bit of maniacal right around this bitch. I'm of the opinion that he held open the door because he knew they weren't going to say anything and he wanted an excuse to bring his pistol out. That's just me. Aaliyah, what you got on this sexy thing on the goddamn screen?
Look at his head. I mean, they all look like a mess. They all look a mess now. There's really no other way to describe it. So somebody was actually walking the street with their head looking like this, a grown ass man. And just because you hold the door open for somebody, they have to say something to you. And so just because they don't, the next thing to do is draw down on them and do what? Force them to say thank you? Like, what was the point of that?
Adults know that. See, but kids, on the other hand, they want to show you their macaroni art. The shit looks disgusting. It's stupid. It don't make no sense. It's just macaroni glued to some construction paper, but they want you to say that that's a Picasso. You have to do that for adult toddlers. These toddlers right here, though, they happen to be also the baby daddies and all that extra shit. You have to tell him. So you went to the bathroom by yourself? Oh, wow. Okay, everything you'd have to tell a 2-year-old, you have to tell them. They just created the illusion that these are adults. They're not. They're not. I think they trolling. I think that you walking around with your head looking like this because you trolling. Did you know you was going to jail? You had to get that mug shot perfect. Because this y'all. It looks like some spiders are twerking on top of his fucking head. I can't do this, y'all. And then somebody tell me I'm lying. It's somebody that done gave him some twat before. You think he a virgin? Hell no. Somebody said, okay, this'll do. This'll do. Come on, give it to me. To this nigga. Ebony.
Call on me. I don't know these people. I don't know knowledge of
These your sons. These the sons. I held open the door for that lady and she didn't say thank you. Oh, Tay. Well, thank you. You're being a big boy.
Actually, I had somebody to follow me to my car because he held the door open. This man was in his 60s. And he followed me to my car because I didn't say thank you. Now, all the white women who went through the door didn't say thank you either. We thought he was just being a gentleman. Oh, hell no. He chased me down and demanded that I acknowledge that he held the door open.
Jesus
I don't know these people. I'm divested. 100%. I don't know.
God damn. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I'm looking in his eyes and all I see is death. There's nothing there. That thank you was going to make his day. He don't have nothing to look forward to, y'all. He don't have shit. He's going to the dollar store where the so-called single mothers have to get their laundry detergent and shit. He's at the dollar store in the middle of the hood. He don't have nothing. That thank you was going to make his day. They are bottom of the barrel. Okay, had men that look like you actually built those dollar stores, then maybe. But don't be expecting thank you from me when don't hold open the door. How about that part? I don't need you to hold open the door. Take your ass to your bike or however you got the fuck up there. Elle, it's on you, boo.
Fuck these hoes. The end. Mhm.
I can't. Y'all, let's go. Let's go to the thumbnail. Okay. So I can't with y'all. Imagine this, ladies, and I hope you not doing shit like this. I hope not. You are dating a black guy. That right there, that's enough. Story over, but it keeps going. He invites you to his apartment. You just coming up there to have a little fun. I don't know why you would do something like that. Star Crunch Coochie might be your fetish. I don't know. But you in at the dusty house. Well, he's giving you the shit log. You ain't got no clothes on. And he hears his girlfriend coming. You're still naked because he doesn't want to get caught by her. He picked you up and tossed you out of a fifth floor fucking window and you don't make it.
Wow.
That's what y'all out here doing? Really?
Wow.
Okay. Here we go. Here he is.
Ugh.
What? You're the side bitch to this? That's
He don't look no different than other dude.
more tarantulas. More tarantulas. This is what y'all doing. I am so sorry. Is that your life? You're not even the main to this. Mm. Shane, I'm stunned. What about you?
It's difficult for me to keep my dinner down. This He's disgusting. The fact that he was able to even find two women to lay down with him is just bleh.
It's the
But
black community, though. You know how mammies are. Everybody got to get a little twat, even if they haven't built anything.
right, but at least the woman that got thrown out of the window, rest her soul. At least she had some type of excuse because other reports and videos I've seen said that she was a prostitute, so she might have just been there doing a job.
Lord have mercy. Check it
But I
out, though.
mean,
Either
go ahead.
way, I'm going to show you this real quick. Okay. I thought she was gorgeous. Why, y'all? Why? Why are y'all doing this? You deserve better. She's
Aren't
beautiful.
aren't most sex workers kind of leaving them out of the fray there? They don't service those kind of dudes anymore. I hope.
Well, had
They
she
don't.
had that policy, her ass would be alive today. That's a fact.
Most
Yeah,
majority of them do not, but I guess there's some that I guess will engage, but most of them won't.
This is a shame. What a waste. What a waste. Y'all, on a side note, I'm gonna ask y'all something. You know a woman, a black woman, that only fucks around with black dudes when that extra padding is on the side where they went and got some extra undergarments or extra injections. It's like disproportionate for the thigh meat, that type of shit. Why do y'all only prefer black men when you do this? I noticed that almost all of the women that go and get this extra padding, however she got it, right? They are only interested in niggas. I thought that was very, very interesting. Yes, back on you, Melanie. I can't make the connection.
These fucking cicadas, I swear to God.
I'm trying to look in this comment section because I want them to tell me what is it with the side butt pads and
I
injections and shit that make you only want black men?
I
I'm
think
just
because they know the full hips and the full like hips and buttock area. That's supposed to be what the cicadas love. They want the fullness of the ass, fullness of the hips. They want those childbearing hips.
well, it gets worse, y'all. After what Melanie said, you care what niggas want? You know, the ones that got conquered by a whole nother group of men, the ones that have been conquered for hundreds of years that don't have anything but complaints about you. Is that who you're trying to be preferred by? Because I don't get it. They don't think enough of you to not just let you walk up out the door. They tossing your motherfucking ass from windows. Okay. coming downstairs to check on you, because he did. He went downstairs to check on her, saw her butt naked ass on the ground, dead, and went upstairs and went to sleep.
Mm.
Didn't call nobody. Aaliyah.
They need to throw him under the jail because I mean, you can't tell me that that was the only solution that he could come up with. Don't push her in a closet. Don't tell her to get under the bed. Don't tell her to be quiet while he go to the door. Don't. I mean, it was so many different alternatives he could have. Better yet, if you got caught, you got caught. Why was that the first thing that he could think to do, which is just toss her out the window like trash? I mean, what did he think was going to happen? And apparently, he didn't give a shit what happened because he saw what happened and he went back upstairs and got back in the bed and went to sleep, even after doing all of that. So it's like, I just don't get what the fuck is wrong here. And you still have people that are telling you that it's a good idea to consider these men, give them a chance. It's not all of them. It's like, how many stories do you need to see? But let these people tell it. We're the ones that we're just bashing black men. We just hate black men. And, you know, that's just what it is. We're jealous because we couldn't get one. When who in their right mind would want one when this is what we know we're having to deal with? Like, seriously?
Y'all, they dropped the charges on that bodega owner. That's wonderful. He shouldn't have went to jail for that. They shouldn't
Right.
even arrested him. Good for him. I'm so glad that's over for him.
Me too.
When we just said that homeboy went upstairs and went to sleep, y'all have had things that y'all had to do the next day, which made you sleep uneasy because you was a little anxious about something you was going to face tomorrow, a test, a job interview, whatever. This motherfucker slept like a brand new baby while that butt naked ass woman was outside of his window. So yeah, they think you're trash. They don't think highly of you at all, but they've told you that already. And you don't want to believe them. You're going to keep trying, huh?
But not all, DZ. Some of them are trying.
Listen, listen. Let me show y'all something real quick because they tend to take it better when the Dusties tell them. So let me show y'all something real quick. You have an ugly dude, black dude, you know, your favorites, right? He said there is no such thing as a unicorn and that your ass is dreaming up a fictitious nigga that doesn't exist. We've already said that, but hey, let's see if you get it from him.
Women be out here creating super niggas in their mind. They don't even be looking at the niggas right in front of them. That's the difference between men and women. We see who here.
Right.
Women out here think it's a unicorn nigga with long dick and a lot of money and a weekend house, and this nigga write poetry and draw and he a thug and he can fight and lift weights and don't eat pork. You crazy? You gonna meet this nigga with a lace front on? Okay, alright, I'm tripping though.
What he say, man?
Man, that nigga, they want that nigga to have everything.
In other words, they don't have everything and you need to settle. Sounds like jokes, but he's dead ass serious. And I couldn't believe he actually used the word unicorn. I found that very, very interesting. He said that nigga that y'all claim is out there is not out there, right? He looks like he's been around the block a couple times since it came out of the mouth of a Dusty. Will you believe that now?
This enrages me.
Hmm.
This enrages me, DZ.
What part?
Because here's all of it. Because here's the thing. He's basically saying, you know, we're not shit. Okay. So basically, you know, you bitches just better settle because that's what you've been doing for so long. Pretty much. That's what he's saying. And everybody's cackling and laughing at that.
Oh,
You know what else he's saying? You know what else he's saying? Quit asking for shit, bitch. I ain't got shit. That's what he really means.
It's true. I mean, goddamn. That's what they doing already, though. All these little bastards running around here, they not having no problems getting no black woman to have sex with them or being with them or fighting with divestors over not all. Bitch, he said not all. Are you going to go fight him?
I find it strange that the standards and expectations only become unrealistic when they can't meet them. That's the thing. When you don't have what it takes, your pocket's dry, and you don't have much of a penis or anything else going for you, then all of a sudden, oh, these standards and expectations are unrealistic. So now that you want to throw a flag on the play, and it's like, no, it don't work that way. If you don't got it, you just don't got it. You can't compete. Sit the fuck down and keep your mouth shut. You can't expect women to drop their standards just because you can't meet them.
But they do. That's what the whole BC is about. Ladies, your standards are too high. You want him to have teeth? Good dental care? No. You need somebody with a hoopty. Back in the day, you know what a lemon.
Now,
You want somebody with a car that runs?
But hey,
at least he got a car.
Melanie, I just make Melanie. I only make $16 an hour. That's all a brother got. Work with a brother.
At
Mm.
least he got a job.
Look, we can't even expect him to just be heterosexual anymore. We have to take every damn thing. Okay, that's the base. That's like a given, a base, everything. I can't even expect you to be heterosexual anymore.
Well,
Nope.
apparently you can't expect them not to throw your ass out of a window either.
And ladies, if you're giving your own self orgasms, why bother?
Child, I
It's so the
can't.
point.
They've been real creative with your destruction this week. I swear. Okay. Of course you know she's no longer with us. This is a damn shame. The dude on the right is an ex D1 football player. He never made it to the league. His name is Bobby Wolf. I believe he used to play for Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's his baby mama, never wife, but that's his baby mama, Krishina Lee on the left. Check out how creative this nigga was. He said he thought that Krishina was sleeping next to him in the bed, and he heard something down the hallway. Then he shot 6 times because he thought it was a burglar. Problem was, it was Krishina. You're not gonna tell me that you thought your baby mama was laying next to you, and then when you go check on the noise, you blasting off 6 fucking times. No warning shot. Don't cut on a light. Don't do nothing. Just 6 times. He did that shit because he wanted to make sure her ass was dead. Let's just put that out there.
Most definitely.
How many times? What? I mean, I'll give them the creativeness. They are being very creative these days. They not just coming up killing a baby mama or just beating them up at baby showers and shit. They're making actual excuses, which lets you know that they're trying to kill you and get away with it, because this is a goddamn shame right here. Again, it's another black woman with a black man that doesn't deserve her. Fucking gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. But it's up under investigation. They arrested him, y'all, and I don't even remember how much his bail was, but he's in jail. Another one. Welcome to the panel. How may I help you, dear? What you got?
Hey DC, hey ladies.
Okay.
Well, I'm way calmer than I was Friday when you talked about a handkerchief head, as you called her. So first, just rest in peace, these 2 women. Like you said, both conventionally attractive women taken out by guys they should not be with, should not have been with. I'm so sorry. I'm so sad. I also just wanted to point out that guy that you just played before this clip, where he was talking about unicorns.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys caught it, the last thing he said was, "You expect to get all that with a lace front." So I think he was directly taking shots, saying like, maybe we'd step our game up for other groups of women. I think that was a veiled, racist shot. You see what I'm saying? Maybe
They
we get
both.
our act together for other women, but we're not doing all that for you. That's what I took from that last line of what he said. I mean, fuck him, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He
That's
knows he's not shit, but I also think, they might try to tighten up for other groups of women. So basically, he's basically openly telling the world on a podcast, we're proud to abscond from our own women, children, and communities and go serve other communities.
that's just all of that hair talk That they do that shit online all the time. It's more of a deflection tactic. That's why I say it's more them throwing a flag on the play because you can't measure up. So you start talking about shit that's completely irrelevant that don't have anything to do with anything. What the fuck does somebody wearing a lace front got to do with you being able to protect, provide, build, and do all the shit that men supposed to do? You supposed to be productive as a man. But
Yeah, but
yet and still
Aaliyah, I don't think it was. I think lace front is a veiled racist shot. He doesn't care whether she has a lace front, naturally, afro
yeah, it's the
hair,
same way
straightened
they talk
hair.
about our
He's
wigs
talking
and
about women that
wigs.
from his own group, basically.
Yeah, he's definitely talking about black women. But what I'm saying is they talk about our wigs and weaves all the time. So that's no different than what they always say. They always deflect to talking about makeup and hair. That's all they deflect to talking about. And it's like, no, the issue is you are not half the man you think you are. And instead of you owning your own inadequacies, you're talking about shit that has absolutely nothing to do with anything you just said. They always defer back to talking about our wigs and weaves
But them
and
bitches,
makeup.
but them bitches wear hair pieces.
Yep.
Listen, it don't
Yep.
even really matter. They just don't like you because you're black. Point blank. Period. The
Exactly. They are.
ones they'll
Yes.
tell you in a heartbeat. White people don't like us because we're black. That's another deflection tactic. They don't like you because you're black, and it doesn't matter what shade. They prefer lighter women, absolutely. But the fact that you're black is a turn off to these niggas. Period. That comment he made about that lace front wig, that he shoehorned that shit in there. Okay, what the
Mhm.
fuck does that have to do with any goddamn thing? But he definitely was talking about black women. He started it out with saying black women be looking for. He specified it. He didn't even say women. He said black women.
Yes, he did. He
Yeah,
actually
that's what
did.
I said. I get what she's
This is a
saying. Mhm.
this is a power dynamic. It doesn't matter what the tactic is. They're going to throw everything against the wall and hope it sticks enough to hurt a black woman or a black girl's self-esteem so that they would come back, please, we can be better, we can be better, we can be better. I'm going to be honest. There are not very many ugly black women I have ever seen in my life. And I have been
Mm-hmm.
on this earth for over 5 decades, and I have not seen very many ugly ones at all. Okay. So, miss me with that bullshit. This is a power dynamic over your self esteem. If they cannot control it anymore, that's very dangerous. The problem with divestors is divestors don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anything they say and stick to the wall, divestors will just walk past it, put up the umbrella, and keep on walking. But the mammies, the pick me's, and all the desperate women are going to go to that wall and start cleaning off the shit,
It's so
saying that's not me.
annoying. It's so annoying to see them this desperate, y'all. They have answered you and you still going. It's like Night of the Living Dead. They are just aimless zombies. Somebody got some background noise. They're just aimless zombies. I want black man. I want this black man. Nothing but a black man for me. They're marching in order. It's almost as like they're a Manchurian candidate. I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie, but it's like they got the command and there's no reversing it unless you got the right set of words to get them to see. Or he takes her off the goddamn planet. But
But
they are
DC, can I
dead
ask
set.
something?
Yes, ma'am.
The thing is, don't you think though what they're really doing with this rhetoric is not really just taking shots at divestors or slightly enlightened black women for nothing. I think what they're trying to do is because they know other people will see these clips and these podcasts and all this stuff when it goes viral.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think
They
what
want
they're
people
trying
to
to do
think
is
all this
send a
shit.
message. Yes, they want to send a message to the other groups. You don't have to do much for them because we're sending them to you basically with lowered standards because we're not going to do much for them. So what they're doing is, unless black women are very vigilant and careful, all this, I know you're married to a great guy, but with the women that are still in the market, they need to be more careful as far as who they attract from other groups because this is the stuff that they're hearing black men say about you, and they're going to
Mhm.
try to crumb you as well, breadcrumb you as well. And so I think that's these guys' main agenda. It's not to make sure you have a black man; it's to make sure you have no one.
It's a mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned because when you have your white powdered donut dusties, you know who I'm talking about. When you have a white powdered donut dusty, he's looking for a woman in a group that she don't require much because he wasn't able to accomplish much. Even with his skin, he just failed. So he's looking for the most reliable, where's he gonna go? To the bitches that call themselves ride or die, right? We named ourselves that trying to get black males. We did. So if you are a fuck boy from and you're non-black, you're gonna go to the group of women that don't want anything from you. They just want a hot body next to them. I mean, temperature, not fine, y'all. But they just want somebody just to have as their own. And if you don't have much to offer, you're gonna go to somebody that don't expect much, i.e., black women.
These
So
men trying to date you, they're basically calling you the bottom of the barrel anyway.
true.
No
That's
man of
always been their
worth.
goal.
Yeah, but no man of any worth is going to date down. That's my point. I don't care
Mhm.
what he looks like. He's not going to date down. He is going to find exactly what he thinks he deserves.
Anybody that's black male adjacent, I wouldn't fuck with them if I was y'all. I wouldn't. I would omit black men altogether, and anyone that identifies with the plight of the Tyrone, I would not fuck with them either because they're not gonna be any goddamn better. Y'all, please, no, no.
Again, I get what she's saying. That's always been their goal, though, because they value you. They don't want anyone else to anyway. So
Uh
yeah,
huh.
they're gonna take shots. They're gonna trash you in front of the world. They're gonna make it seem like you're the worst women on the planet. They don't want you, but they don't want you to go anywhere else because they can't keep you around to make you miserable. I've heard them in the manosphere say that. I've heard one of the main guys say it is his job to make black women miserable. That's what
I
he's
heard
here
him.
to do.
Yeah, I've
And
heard him.
That's
ladies,
what he's here to
basically,
do.
that's what all those lovely little videos that they've been putting out about you. Hello, hip hop, rap. I don't give a what it is, what kind of rap it is. All of those videos of you going all over the world from Dubai to Russia to every damn where. Everybody on the planet thinking you're whores. They did that. You let them.
They did it on purpose as well. They really did. If you don't have anywhere else to go, then he can come and fall back on you once it doesn't work out with somebody that he wants it to work out with. But if you're not there to catch him when he falls, that's a problem for him. So they constantly checking your temperature, making sure your self-esteem is not high enough, making sure you're not looking outside your race, make sure that your knowing that your education and your diploma and degree and all that shit, that it don't mean nothing, constantly saying that that's not going to keep you warm at night. The fuck? What you mean? If I put some heat on, me and my degree will have it popping. Fuck wrong with you. But you get what I'm saying, right?
Mhm.
Well, they're
Yeah,
just
that's
abusive. That's their mentality. All of those tactics are tactics of abusers. They try to isolate you. They verbally abuse you, and if the verbal is not enough, then they amp it up to physical violence, which is all the stuff that they're doing in the streets. They are abusive. They have the mentality of abusers, and that's all of these tactics. That's what they are.
And all of these zombies, these ladies zombies that these guys are picking up, they're coming from the church. The church makes zombies, church zombies. They're just lockstep. And they will lockstep right off of a fucking cliff if Reverend so and so or Bishop so and so or Elder so and so told them to.
Y'all, this beautiful lady that's sitting up here, her investigation just concluded. She died back in February, but they just concluded her investigation day before yesterday. Okay. Again, creative, very creative. They were under the impression that she died from a fatal drug overdose. The stuff Lauren died of. Lauren, what is her last name? Smithfields. That's her last name. Well, he had them convinced for months that it was actually true until they went on ahead and took a look at her skeleton. Ladies, this nigga, let me show you his picture. I don't know why she was with him either. What is y'all doing? What are you doing? Look at this shit. He looked like a sideways fucking fish. But anyway, he beat her so bad that she was internally decapitated. Did you hear what I said? Her skull was no longer hooked to the rest of her skeleton. That's real violence right there when you can internally decapitate someone. Okay, Fox News is eating this up and I'm enjoying their coverage of it. But ladies, they don't like you, so that you got to think about how much rage it takes to hit somebody hard enough for their skull to detach from the rest of their skeleton. What's going on out here? Y'all are dying creative deaths, because I guess it's getting corny for, him to just shoot or whatever the fuck they've been doing to y'all every 5 hours for God knows how long. Now they're trying to get away with it. They're trying to think it out so that they can fuck you up and stay free to fuck up another black woman. It just is what it is. Aaliyah.
So think about the power of the blow it took to separate her skull with all the ligaments and the muscles and all that stuff attached from her spinal column.
I don't like the look in his eyes either. Yeah, it
is ridiculous.
It looks awful.
He does. But that's
Horror
pure
story
rage.
after horror story. I swear, nothing good comes from dating any of them. I swear, nothing good. These stories always end up horrific. These women die in some of the most horrific ways. Like the other story, I'm trying to figure out at what point did you realize when you jumped up and went for your weapon that the woman that was supposed to be laying next to you wasn't even in the bed or in the same room for that matter before you just busted out the door just shooting. Like it's like, what the hell? Nothing good comes from, and he was a star athlete. He was a football player, wasn't he? So
Arizona.
it wasn't like that was the so-called Pookie and Ray Ray that I keep hearing about. I'm assuming that was somebody that they would say was about something, right?
Exactly.
And that still happened.
Yeah, apparently.
This guy looks like a retarded toucan.
Girl, if you call him the R word up on this motherfucker, he does look like a toucan. But we're gonna go with R word. Shit, what the fuck is wrong with YouTube? You can't even say basic words no more. He does look like he has a couple of challenges up there in his medulla oblongata. He does his fucking face. Something's up with it. I think the bottom half is more bold than the top half. What are they saying to y'all ladies? In the comments, what are they saying to y'all to get y'all to go home with them, to give them babies? Because before he decapitated her, they had 2 children together. What
Oh my God, no.
Yes.
So they like anything. They just like anything. As long as he black, he can be ugly, broke, abusive, just anything. That goes to show you they just like any damn thing as long as he black.
Okay, Elle, I'm sorry. So spiders twerking on his head, diseased, lint in his pocket, no car. Well, and that's attractive, but it has brown skin. That's what you're telling me.
But
So
boy said that we're looking for too much. Okay, let's replay that real quick. He said that black women are looking for too much. Okay, Melanie.
And let somebody else come up, okay, y'all?
Thank you, Melanie, for coming
Bye,
up.
Melanie.
Bye, thank y'all.
Women be out here creating super niggas in their mind. They don't even be looking at the niggas right in front of them. That's the difference between men and women. We see who here.
Right.
Women out here think it's a unicorn nigga with long dick and a lot of money and a weekend house, and this nigga write poetry and draw and he a thug and he can fight and lift weights and don't eat pork. You crazy? You gonna meet this nigga with a lace front on? Okay, alright, I'm tripping though.
What he say, man?
Man, they want that nigga to have everything.
Apparently not, because y'all out here getting fucked up by broke men, baby daddies, ex-felons, people that commit domestic violence. And here's the deal, y'all taking up for them too. So, old boy just wanted y'all to know that there are no unicorns out here, which I happen to agree with. Y'all know I agree with that. But what he's saying is y'all are requiring too much. But from where I'm sitting, I see that y'all not requiring anything. Y'all got 2 and 3 jobs. You have to protest. You have to fuck like a porn star, cook, clean, be nice, be feminine, make sure that you're nice to his mama, tolerate his other baby mamas and his side children. You got a laundry list of things that you got to do. So I don't know what made him say that, but the right part of what he said is the unicorn doesn't exist. Okay. Ashley Banks, are you dusty?
No, I'm not dusty. I've been up here before. Hi, everybody.
Hey, baby. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Amazing.
So I just want to comment on 2 stories, even though there's so so much going on that I'm trying to like hold it together. And it's not funny, but the
It
first
is
girl.
funny though. Let's just keep it real. How long you gonna tell motherfuckers, hey, this ain't it? This is not the way to go. And they keep doing it. You flying out of fucking. I could have been walking down the street. This motherfucker flying out the window, butt ass naked. It's
And that's
crazy.
and that's what I was just about to say. Like, can you imagine, ladies? Like, you're literally naked, and this man comes in and throws you physically out of. Like, I've never heard. I've heard of people throwing trash out the window, water out the window, hot grease out the window, but a whole human, a whole like woman, a beautiful woman at that.
She was gorgeous. The problem is they don't understand you. They think you're trash. So he did what you do to trash. Throw it out the window. He didn't even walk it downstairs. He just threw it out the window because that's what he thought of her.
And then they didn't even find her body until the next morning. He calls nobody. He just, oh well, yeah, I didn't get caught tonight. All right. Like, it doesn't make sense. And then the other one, my theory is for the football player or whoever, the dude who shot his roommate, aka baby mama, aka now his deceased partner. I think they were probably arguing. He probably ended up shooting through the door because they think they're always being threatened by somebody. And that was his aha moment of, okay, I can get away with this because she was an intruder. What? Like, ladies, please start thinking. Just take some time.
His neighbors said that they fight all the time. I'm gonna keep going because I'm gonna show y'all that shit. All the neighbors always heard them fighting. They always heard them fighting.
I'm not surprised at all. So it make it make sense, ladies. That's all I'm trying to say. Divest, and that's all. Y'all have a good night.
You too, boo. They can't make that make sense. Go ahead.
They just don't care. Like that last fool. So basically, he literally knocked the mother of his children's head off and left his children as orphans. It's like, what the fuck how much of this shit do we have to go through before we finally say enough is enough? I'm tired of the verbal abuse. I'm tired of the physical abuse. I'm tired of the mental abuse. At what point do we get tired and say, look, being with another group of men cannot be any worse than sticking over here with this shit? I mean, enough is enough. When do we say that and walk the fuck away?
That's never going to happen. There's never going to happen, Aaliyah, because there's no bottom. A lot of these women would rather die than leave these toucans. Okay, they would rather die than leave the community that they're being beat up in.
And DC, go ahead. Sorry. I just wanted to add a story. The woman Ashley Banks, who just called, said she can't believe that happened about the woman being thrown out. I didn't want to share this story, but back when I used to work with domestic violence victims, we actually had a pregnant woman, not the side piece, because someone's going to try to justify this and say she was a side piece, she was a sex worker. This was the actual defendant's pregnant girlfriend, several months pregnant, who he tried to throw out of a window, one of those old school glass windows, so it shattered, but she didn't fall all the way out. Police came. She didn't want to, go along with the prosecution because she was about to have his baby. She was very far along.
Oh my God.
So she went on ahead and was like, I don't want to testify. I don't want to come to court, all that. She couldn't be located because she was at his house when the incident happened, but she had a different address. We couldn't find her. Eventually, she does give birth to his son, no less. And she's staying at a domestic violence shelter. And those places are hellholes, let me tell you. And he comes there high. Sorry to tell you guys, it's a long story, but they do it to everybody. He comes there high, swings at her, but actually punches the newborn baby, like fucks that baby up. The baby lived. All of a sudden, no, she wants to cooperate. She wants to testify. I'm coming to grand jury. I'm coming to trial, because her baby was hurt. Bitch, he threw you out a window when you were like 7 months pregnant. Or he tried. The glass shattered, but you didn't fall out. So for anybody who tries to say, well, that was a side piece who died in this case, DZ just shared, they do it to their main squeeze too. Very pregnant at that. That's all I want to add.
Absolutely. There's so many stories out here. And that's not the first time I've heard of a baby getting punched because she was holding the baby when the punch landed. I've heard that several times. Okay. Aaliyah, was you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm wondering if he just left her out there because he was hoping that no one would see exactly where she fell from. Is that what his logic was for leaving her out there? Maybe nobody will see exactly where she came from. She just fell out the sky. If I don't go down there and claim the body or say anything or do anything.
Yeah, but he actually went down to check.
That's what,
Okay,
yeah, to make sure she was dead. But I'm
yeah.
saying that I guess I'm just trying to wonder, like, what the hell was he trying to do? What was
Okay, Aaliyah, sweetheart, you are a rational, intelligent human being. You are
Mhm,
divested. You're never going to
mhm.
figure it out.
I guess not. You're right. Shit don't make sense.
So look, y'all. Okay, here's the fucking story. Maybe, maybe not. Let's go.
Now to the new details about the deadly shooting of a woman in Pasadena. A former University of Arizona football player has now been charged with manslaughter.
Bobby Wolf told investigators that he thought his live-in girlfriend was an intruder and shot her several times. KPRC2's Bill Spencer is live with the new developments in this case. Bill.
Keith and Daniela, Pasadena police officers say that Bobby Wolf was very talkative with them when they arrived at his apartment yesterday. They say he told them that he accidentally shot his live-in girlfriend multiple times, thinking she was a burglar. Tonight, he is behind bars on a $500,000 bond.
Bobby Wolf, charged with a second-degree felony offense of manslaughter.
22-year-old Bobby Wolf, a former football star at Madison High School in Houston, is a long way from the football fame he earned just a few years ago. Tonight, he's locked up and facing manslaughter charges in the shooting death of his live-in girlfriend, Christina Lee. Pasadena police saying they got an emergency call yesterday morning just before 3:30 a.m. from Wolf, stating he had accidentally shot his girlfriend multiple times.
Subject believed that there was an intruder into his apartment. He discharged his weapon several times and ended up striking his girlfriend, live-in girlfriend, inside the apartment.
Police investigators say Bobby Wolf, who played football at the University of Arizona, told them the shooting was all an accident, that he never meant to shoot his girlfriend, that in fact, he fired through a wall thinking he was shooting at an intruder in the night. But this man, Johnny White, tells KPRC2 News that several times over just the past 2 months, he's seen Wolf fighting with his girlfriend outside on their balcony.
I've witnessed.
Oops. Maybe she didn't have any warning signs. Truth be told, the first warning sign was that it was a nigga. That's number one. But number two, why your neighbor seeing you fighting? I mean, the Dusty, they love attention, so he in the camera. There was a Hispanic woman as well, and a couple of other black women in that neighborhood that said they always heard them fighting, especially on the weekends. But keep going.
At least an altercation between the two. They're pushing, shoving going on in the balcony, and eventually it would always get resolved by the mother.
And this woman, who lives right next door to Bobby and his girlfriend, says Christina told her daughter she wanted to get out of that apartment.
I just know she was wanting to move. She told my daughter that she wanted to move because my daughter had a moving truck. She asked if that was her moving truck. She wanted to know if they could help her move.
Once again, Bobby Wolf tonight charged with manslaughter and being held on bond.
Zaddy need to do something with that hair, but it's kind of Donald Trumpy right there, but we ain't gonna go there. Okay.
At least he got some.
True. I'm in a clowning mood tonight, okay? Because all this shit is just piling up. Y'all, I have 117, yes I do, 117 unopened emails with stories just like this in it. Just like this. But anyways, open mic. Are you Dusty?
Absolutely not.
Okay, what you got, open mic?
I don't know how you get on here multiple times a week and do stories like this. I was in a good mood today, and it's just disgusting how normalized this is and how nobody pays it attention. You have people marching out on the street for criminals that get killed because they can't follow directions, but a woman gets thrown out of a window and nobody gives a shit. This is what drives me crazy about the community. It's like it's a slaughter, an absolute decimation of black women, and nobody gives a shit. It's like being in a twilight zone where it's like, well, what did she do? Well, she shouldn't have made him mad. Just crazy bullshit. And nobody cares. And it's just
Here's the thing. You're absolutely right about that. The videos that I see, right? It's some people that actually care. But what I saw this week, Homegirl said, I can't call it out because I don't want anybody to say that I'm racist. She said that she knows that black women, I'm going to share that with y'all in the Discord, her link. And she said she knows that black women get killed at 3 times the rate. But if she gets on a mic and say black men kill their women more than, other races, because she's white, it's going to be deemed racism. And I happen to agree with that shit. Anytime a white person says the word black, they can be describing the color of their shirt. You call them racist.
It's absolutely true. And what pisses me off is the lack of priorities. People sit here and say we need programs, we need reform, blah blah blah, but you can't even get anybody to give a shit with all this murder and violence and thievery that's going on. What are programs going to do if you guys don't have your priorities together? And I don't understand why nobody's pissed off. I mean,
You want to know? Go ahead.
it's disgusting. It's just disgusting. I was in a good mood today and just I can't
Stay in a good mood though. Don't let it ruin your mood, because the thing is, the information is out there. RIP to these women. Let me put that out there first. RIP to them. Rest in peace. But if people are going to keep going towards these niggas, it shouldn't ruin your day. You didn't go towards one. I didn't. The ladies on the panel didn't. The ladies in the audience, they didn't. Why did she go? Stay away from these people. They can't stand you. Now, I don't know if they knew this information. I really don't. Like, that's why I said RIP. But the ones that go anyway and they know the information, I can't. My tear ducts are dried up.
What are those animals that they said went extinct because they all ran off of the cliff? Is it the dodo? That's what black women remind me of right now. And
Yeah.
it's just like, it's hard not to care, because I'm a black woman, my family is black. I mean, I don't really have much black friends anymore because they all run to men like this and they're a threat to themselves and everyone around them. And I'm not trying to get shot because your boyfriend was cheating on you and I just happened to be walking past. But it's just frustrating because of the level of insanity, and you can't separate your image from that. I can't say I'm not one of these crazy bitches. You know what I mean? I can't say, you know what I mean? I'm not an incompetent moron that's obsessed with black dick and will give up my life, my children, my future, my freedom. It's just disturbing and it's so glaring how
Don't let these
abrasive
people
it is.
ruin your day, though. You can look at it, have compassion, acknowledge that the story happened, but don't let it ruin your day. Just don't do that. And it's easier said than done. It practice makes perfect, but don't let them
It's
ruin your
much
day.
easier said than done because I had tacos, they were delicious, and then I heard this and it made me sick.
I mean, I get the disappointment and the frustration with it. And like you said, it's not like we can separate ourselves from this. I mean, because we look just like the very women that are problematic. But you're waiting on the community to step up when it's women that's running around denying that this is even a thing, black femicide. It's the women trying to debunk and saying that none of this is true and that these stories are being cherry picked and that these are all lies that we're spewing. What we're spewing is genocide and all of that. That shit is coming directly from the black women. So that's why I say it's I get how you feel. It's what DZ is saying. That type of emotion is wasted on the people in this community. It really is. It's sad, but you're never going to get anywhere with these people. You're just not.
Now,
Thank
it's
you.
true.
Thank you, Aaliyah.
I definitely realize that, and it's pretty hurtful, because you see black women making strides, being the first, to build their own towns and cities, and they're fucking it up because of where their priorities are in black men. They want to build and create to hand it over to black men, and black men aren't interested in that. And it's just it's disturbing to see the waste. It's disturbing and frustrating to see it. I know I am totally divested, but emotionally it's hard to see, you know, people that look like you.
Well,
Well, you're
that's one
gonna
of the
have to
things
stay
about.
away from it. Honestly, I would stay away from it.
Yeah.
Don't look at it because it's going to happen. So essentially, you're saying as long as it's happening, you're gonna be upset about it because it's not going to stop. We'll never run out of material. I promise you. So you
Thank
gotta,
you.
go back into your life, celebrate your life, do the things that you like doing in your life. If you look to the left, though, you're gonna see this type of shit because it's always gonna happen.
And caller, that's a key to divestment. It's not that it's not that you don't care. We got that. Black women are usually, especially American black women, are extremely compassionate people. But when I grew up seeing this, and so I was tired of it before I even got a chance to even live my own life. But that's a key to divestment. When you know the bullshit is coming, when you know it's raining outside, you just get your umbrella and you keep moving. Because here's the thing, you cannot let it bring down your beautiful divested spirit. Okay, you have a spirit that's beautiful, and you cannot let Blackistan snuff that out with all their bullshit.
And it
You
is
know, I
bullshit.
full-heartedly agree. It's been happening before I was ever born. And
Yep.
even when I was growing up, I would look at my mom and tell her, something's not right here. I don't understand why we operate like this as a people. Because even in our community, I grew up in a poor place, but everybody else had something. But my family and the other black people had absolutely nothing, despite earning more. So it just never made sense. Never made sense how they operated. So no, I appreciate what you do. It's just, like you said, I'm just sick of seeing it. I'm not a part of it at all. I mean, I don't feel motivated enough to help or volunteer or anything like that because I know it'd be a waste of time. It'd be like casting your pearls upon swine. It would do nothing. So,
Yeah. Do
but
you,
it's
girl? Get you another taco, get some ice, and go chill out. Go chill all the way out. I feel you.
I
Thank you for
absolutely
coming
will.
up.
Yeah, but I appreciate you doing this every week. It's important. Bye,
Mhm.
ladies.
Bye.
But
Thug shit hoe, are you? Oh, good, good. Oh
wait a
shit.
minute.
Here we go. Are you Dusty? Thug shit. Are you Dusty? Okay. It left. Me versus the world. Are you Dusty?
No, ma'am.
What's up,
Can you
honey?
hear me?
Yes, I can.
I was the one who sent you the article on the Dusty Squeegee. I can't wait for you to cover that one.
Oh, girl.
But here, I'm going to lay out my points and then I'm going to leave so other people can join. First thing first, we have got to divest from Black Lives Matter. That's the one thing. The guy who shot up in that woman's apartment where her kids almost killed her. Why is it okay? So the cops came and took him out after a standoff. He was armed. After standoff, took him out. Why is his GoFundMe close to $15,000 and this woman can't live in her apartment with her kids? So she has to GoFundMe. Why? Last time I saw, it was under $2,000. So we are valuing the criminals, and it's to the point where I'm thinking Black men are really a protected species.
I've been telling you that.
They're protected. And it floored me seeing the Black women coming out defending this man and people saying it ain't that time. It's like, listen, we got to divest from Black Lives Matter. And I'm going to address this every 6 hours. Okay, elementary math.
You got a small echo, boo.
Oh, I do? I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. It's just
I don't know
technology.
how to I'm on my cell phone. I don't know how to get rid of it.
Go out and come back in.
Go out, come.
Mm-hmm.
I get the point she was making. It's just that when have we not done that though? We've always done that.
Yeah, it's true. I think
And
these women are getting their feelings hurt seeing it in real time all the time. It's one thing to talk about Martin Luther King and what happened back then, but this is happening every single day, and it's getting on their psyche a little bit. we're not up here talking about something that happened in 1952, although they were dusty then too. We're talking about this something that just happened this past Saturday, and it's weighing heavy on them right now.
It's difficult to take when you find out that your own people don't really give a fuck what happens to you. It is a lot to take. I mean, we've all on our divestment journey have had to come to that realization at one point. Black women and girls don't stand a chance. These people literally do not give a fuck what happens to you.
And then
Everything is
also,
all about. Mhm.
I was just wanting to say when she talking about that Black Lives Matter, she must have just got here because we don't even give a fuck about no Black Lives Matter shit. We don't even talk about it. So she must be new if she's saying that. Because I'm like, when she was saying that, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? We don't fuck around with Black Lives Matter bullshit.
Yeah, it's true. What she was referring to was this story that I put on my community tab on Saturday, I guess it was, where old boy, the Naker, went to this woman's apartment, shot it up in front of her children. Well, he ended up dying because the police came and got him. Both of them had GoFundMe's, the woman to help, her victim pot, just trying to get her apartment fixed, kind of got to get some counseling for the kids because he did this in front of her children. Well, his GoFundMe, because he lost his life, it was knocking the shit out of hers, and she was his victim. She wasn't clear about what she was talking about, but that's what happened. If you look at my community tab, you'll see it. It's a hot ass mess. But yeah, we've been divested from Black Lives Matter for a long time. I'm talking about way before they even got caught stealing money. All this shit, I never even really bought into it, to be honest with you, because Black people don't think Black Lives Matter. I mean, look at the stories we come here every goddamn time with. These are Black on Black. Black on goddamn Black. 365 wins. Are you Dusty?
I'm not. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. Hi, good evening. I just wanted to point something out just from a different POV and looking at the numbers. So your panel does an amazing job, or the moderators, of asking for likes and encouraging likes. But I've noticed a discrepancy between the viewership and the likes. And I feel like more people that are opposed to these sorts of messages, or those who don't want to just acknowledge that you're saying the truth, are viewing this in greater numbers than we can imagine. So I just
that's cloud watchers. You know what it is. Okay.
Just wanted to throw that little tidbit out there just in case there was ever any concern or a question mark in anybody's minds as to why that number may not equate. That's why. That's all I had to say. Have a wonderful evening. And
You got people who hate our guts, but they steal everything off this panel verbatim.
Yes.
So yeah,
the numbers are there, so it's crystal clear. There's no back and forth on numbers. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you. 365 wins. Another part of that is this: they're subscribed. The people that's in the clouds, a lot of them are subscribed to people that are not going to let. They're going to get blocked if they're seen in my comment section. They're subscribed to people that watch people's chat, and if they see you in another person's comment section, they 9 times out of 10 going to block. So they just sit in the clouds and watch. And that's cool. I hate that that's happening to you, right? But you got to do what you got to do with your grown ass.
Who gives a fuck about that, though? I don't get that. Fine, bitch, I'm in somebody else's damn comments. Block me. Who gives a shit? I mean, do these people have fucking blackmail worthy type shit on their fucking subs? I mean, who cares that much about somebody else's opinion? Oh, I don't want to comment over here because so-and-so might block me. Bitch, I wish a bitch would tell me a motherfucking thing.
They can't be associated with the militants, the extremists. We're the, white supremacists and all this other shit. They can't be associated with it. And that's what I find ironic about it, because you hate everything that we stand for, but you leave and you do videos that sound identical to what we just said. And it's ridiculous. I told DZ a long time ago she should do a side-by-side comparison. That way it will be no question as to where this shit came from and who they got it from. But we already know the type of women that we're dealing with. When you start playing their content, they're going to start flagging. But no, we can put a lot of this shit to bed. All we got to do is just play the videos back. Because that shit sound identical at this point. They stealing shit verbatim. And I'm trying to figure out, but you don't like us, what we stand for, or anything else. But you feel like, because it's under BWE content, so to speak, that gives you a right to basically plagiarize shit. But they've been doing that, and they're gonna continue on doing it. But you don't like us, remember?
It's the delivery. That's what it is. So they want to appear fair and balanced to a bunch of niggas that don't like them. I don't give a fuck what niggas think. Do you hear me? I don't give a fuck. But they do. That's the difference. So we may cover identical stories. It's just the way they're going to deliver it. You know, they're going to say it's this one black man. He's fucked up. A lot of black men don't like you, but if you prefer black men, that's okay. And not all. They gonna do that shit, putting more black women in danger, and that's a hot ass mess if you ask me. So
Well, I want to address them fearing, not want to be associated with us because we're so radical. Bitch, you're not fearing being associated with dusty 50-something-year-old incel Negroes who have said the most fucked up shit that they have inspired other nasty, dusty, old ass Negroes to go out and kill black women. And this is in the news. They've killed people, but you're associating yourself with them, but we're too extreme. That's bullshit. All that is they're worshiping the shit logs, because they're not scared of extreme if they're aligning themselves with these Negroes in the manosphere, with all the nasty, filthy, horrible shit that they have said and encourage other men to fucking do. Fuck them bitches.
Right. And can I point one thing out based on what the last caller just said?
Mm-hmm.
If we were so extreme, we would have shut down that fucking GoFundMe for the grape that just died the same way they shut down the GoFundMe for Jose Alba, the Dominican man in New York, when he was just practicing self-defense a few weeks ago. I haven't seen a rally to shut down this guy who just died. I don't know the guy's name, the guy you put in your community tab that the caller just called about. I haven't seen a push to get his GoFundMe shut down, even though he was in the act of committing a crime against a woman and her young family. I think we should. I don't know how you go about it. But what I'm saying is, all really the divested channels are doing, channels like this one are doing, is reporting the news to wake these women up, girls and women. They're not going out and really hating. These dudes and these other people are hateful, and they actually take action to shut down people's money, people's careers, safety, find people in real life, dox them. It's completely different. If you want to talk about extremism, I was just going to point that out. Reporting the news is literally all divestors do, kind of. So I just want to point that out.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Hey, Kyra, welcome to the panel. If you're still there.
Good evening, DZ. Good evening, ladies.
You and your voice is beautiful.
Well, DZ, you are. I have to say this. You're very extreme, and you're trying to divide the black community. You're actually trying to tell black women to leave the black community.
Okay.
If that's extreme, then I'll get a t-shirt made that says extremely divested. It just is what it is. I don't want black women to be hurt. I don't. But what I'm not going to do is spend my emotional energy on bitches that they don't give a fuck. They just keep going. Keep giving these motherfuckers your number. If you see the math and you still down with it, then that's your life. You do what you want to do with it. So I'll be extreme. That's cool.
How can you divide something that was never together anyway? When have the black community ever been a unit, the men and the women? The men have always done what the fuck they wanted to do, and the women have always been their footstools. It's always been that way.
That's shit they say to put you on a guilt trip. Oh, we need to come together. Like, shut the fuck up. How are you gonna try to come together with some motherfuckers that don't want to come together? They've made that crystal clear for decades and I would say probably more than decades. What are you supposed to do with that? Like, that's just guilt tripping shit they try to put you in that trick bag.
I don't want to get together with their asses. That's a nightmare. Picturing me getting together with black men. Whoa. That's hell on earth.
Have you guys? I've seen some mammy content creators low key actually calling back for segregation. They're saying that integration was the worst thing that ever happened because that's what caused the division of the black family. And I'm like, so point being, so that means that black males were only, building and being family men under duress. They
This
only
is
did
the
it
real
because
deal,
the white
Kyra.
man.
Let's just keep it real.
My
Black
thing is,
black
go
women
ahead.
do not want black men to have access to white women. That's why those mammies are calling for us to segregate again. They feel like if they don't have access to white women, that they would have to date them. And if that ain't pathetic, I don't know what is. So you got to remove all his options for him to choose you. Bitch, you stupid.
They're just talking out of their asses. They don't want full segregation. Because, see, the thing is, if you were actually given segregation, you wouldn't be able to handle it because you're ill equipped already. Your men haven't built a fucking thing for you. So, unless you prepared to get out the shit that you living in and all the luxuries that you're paying for, that your men have not provided, see, they're not ready for that. I mean, everything that you get, your electricity, the water, all the shit that you're paying for, a lot of these whores, their jobs. Who the fuck do you think is at the head of that company that you're working for that's cutting them checks? So it's like, you don't really want segregation. You don't really want these white people to get up and tell your ass, okay, fine. You niggas want to be separated so bad, go off and just do your thing. And then when the shit blows up in your face, it's gonna then turn into a humanitarian crisis.
Right.
And it's like, but this is what you asked for, though. I've been said they should give them what they want since they want to be segregated so bad, but I don't think they know exactly what they're asking for. Your men have built nothing for you. Nothing. Nothing. Where are your grocery stores? Where are your schools? Where are your, and it's like, do y'all realize that you have the least productive men in this country? They don't build anything. They don't produce anything in mass that we use for everyday living. They own absolutely fucking nothing. And it's like, girl, what do you mean segregation? Do you and your children will starve
to death?
Well, not only that, but they've also helped to undermine all the progress that was made since the passing of the signing of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. They had pretty much, when they were given, pockets of money to give grants and contracts out to descendants of slaves, which is who that law was for, what they started doing in some of these cities, let's say like Miami, was give it to so-called minorities who are lily white Cubans. You know what I mean? So they pretty much have really done even more damage than when segregation was the law in this country. And don't forget, they've got their great Supreme Court judge who's also working hard at this right now as we speak. He wants to undermine everything except Loving v. Virginia so he could be married to his whale of a wife. So they really don't even realize it's going to be worse this time. You've made matters worse since you had some rights handed to you.
Yeah, I agree. The white folks get to take their YouTube channels with them. Okay. You don't get to bring your ass up here and say how much you can't stand them on some shit they gave you. You and your, oh Lord, I almost said something. Look at what we be missing out on, y'all, if they went on ahead and segregated these bitches. Come on.
Anger and outrage from parents living in a Lake City housing complex after a local mom was arrested. Police say she repeatedly dropped her children off at the housing complex parking lot and then drove away.
Being a mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother, I think it's horrible.
Parents are supposed to be watching these children, 24/7, regardless of what age they are, until they are grown adult.
That mother now facing charges of child neglect.
Concerned neighbors say they were fed up with having to deal with her 11 and 14-year-olds.
They fed up with having to deal with you. So am I, okay? Everybody's tired of you. How dare you drop off an 11 and 14-year-old all goddamn day, letting them terrorize that community. Between her and her sons, I can't.
News4Jax reporter Eric Avani joining us live to explain why. Eric?
Yeah, every neighbor we spoke with say that because her children were left unattended, they say that those children caused a lot of chaos in that neighborhood, a lot of property damage, and a lot of mischief. In fact, one of the kids is accused of pulling a knife on another child.
Multiple neighbors living in the Lake City villas who spoke with police but asked not to be identified in this story say 41-year-old Kameko Webb has repeatedly left her 2 kids in this parking lot.
I mean, they get dropped off pretty early in the morning and then picked up like really late at night.
So they're out here till midnight, 1 in the morning.
Where does she go?
Who knows?
According to this arrest report, the 14 and 11-year-old told police they didn't know how to get in touch with their mom and that she goes to a boyfriend's house, but they...
Stop right there. Stop right there. You dropping off your two dusty kids so that you can go and get up under another shit log, and the kids say they don't know how to get a hold of you. They pulling knives on other kids. So I'm sure, mammies, if you press hard enough, you'll get the segregation that you looking for, because guess what? Nobody wants to be around you or these little bastards. Period. You got your nerve. You got your nerve. And then gonna want somebody to deal with them when schools start back up. You can't even deal with them. You dropping them off in parking lots and don't come back till midnight, bitch. Yeah, so I'm very sure, if you press hard enough, like you press for these low bonds for these niggas, you'll get the segregation you looking for. I tell you what, there's going to be a second segregation because I ain't going with you. Y'all going to go over there and get the fuck away from me too.
Okay, they can be segregated by themselves, because I'm sitting up here and I'm just trying to imagine what their neighborhoods look like now, what they would look like if they were actually given the segregation that they want. The famine, the violence, the pestilence, the debauchery. I mean, that would be hell on earth. I ain't going. I'm sorry.
I'd rather live in the woods. I would rather live in the woods and eat leaves than be in a decent apartment next to her and them kids. Dead ass serious. I'll be having ant piles and all kind of shit around my ass. I'm not going with her, because when her 14-year-old and 11-year-old come of age, and sometimes they don't even have to come of age before they become violent, I'm scared of your kids. Very scared of them. But you knew they was going to be able to handle their own, huh? That's why you left. They said that they hadn't eaten in 3 goddamn days, but she made sure she went to go see their nigga. These y'all peoples. Right? Pimp gang bitch, are you dusty? You finally made it up. Are you dusty?
Hey.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
That sounded like a dusty ass name anyway.
Are you alive? Because you sound like you crawled up out of a tomb. Is that's all you needed?
Shut up, bitch.
Oh,
okay.
My.
Do they? Oh, he called you the B word. I mean, they actually think this childish shit scares somebody. It's like,
bitch. Shut up, bitch. Look. Hey, while you here, some mammies are in the clouds, and I'm gonna ask you a question for them. Are you gonna build anything and keep them safe once that segregation hit? Pimp gang?
No.
That's right. At least he told y'all the truth. At least he told you bitches the truth. He said no. All right. And then he jumped his scary ass from up here, sounding like he got a throat full of jizz. Go ahead, Kyra.
Ooh, DZ, my coochie is so wet now after hearing that. I mean, I don't understand what the issue is. He has a deep voice. He sounds illiterate. He admitted that he wasn't gonna build a damn thing for me or anyone that looks like me. Yeah, my coochie is wet.
My
that was
goodness.
mm-hmm.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. I'm just sitting here looking at the screen like, what? But hey,
he called me the B word. He sure told her.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm the B word. Y'all, this is the type of person, you see the story we was just watching. He had that kind of mama right there. You know, he's upset. He's incel. He's acting very, very creepy and strange. And I believe that he came from a home like we're seeing on the screen. His mama was running away to go be with her boyfriend while she left store brand SpaghettiOs on the table for them to eat for 3 days type shit. You know, your mama come home with that Dollar Tree fucking blonde dye in her head type shit, and she giving you, you know, oodles and noodles and ain't helping you with your homework. So after a while, you would end up like this. So mammies, come get you dusty. Anyway.
And the thing about that story, though, with her dropping those kids off, her sister actually lives in that apartment complex. Not even she gave a damn enough about them kids to even give them about a bunch, give them anything to eat. So these little nigglets are in this apartment complex where their auntie lives. And auntie's like, fuck you, I ain't dealing with that. And my theory on that is, I'm thinking that the ratchet ass birthing person, this is where I can use birthing person because this bitch ain't no mother. But the birthing person dropped her kids off there. I think she was trying to force her sister to watch her kid and her kids. And the sister's like, nope, I ain't doing that shit. Because why would she drop them off repeatedly at the same damn apartment complex where her sister is?
Ain't no telling, that could be true too, but you know how they are. I wouldn't be surprised if her sister did not live there that she wouldn't have done the same thing. She don't have money to feed her kids for 3 days, but she had enough gas money while gas is high as hell right now to get to that nigga house. It's nuts. But these are the women that we dealing with. These are the men that you deal with when you stay in the black community. Get as far away from the motherfuckers as possible. She's actually right. The aunt stays in that house. Let me finish this up.
They didn't know where he lived. Police say Webb often left her children without food, water, or shelter.
Webb's sister, who also lives in this apartment complex, tells me off camera that she knew her nephews were being dropped off in this apartment complex, but she says there was never any expectation for her to watch them.
Police say they have been called to this location multiple times regarding the boys being left unattended. On one of those occasions, the boys were taken to the police station where they told an officer they had not eaten in 3 days. The officer handling that previous case let Webb off with a warning about child neglect.
Look at her. Look at her. These the type of bitches that are at protests. These the type of ones that'll call you a bed wench. These the type of bitches that just need to be done away with. If you want that segregation, ma'am, I'll be more than happy to sign whatever petition you got. Just know you're not going to be sitting next to me with that bullshit. You and your tribe are going to go to the other side of the room because I'm not with that bullshit. I mean, you couldn't follow basic instructions to look forward at the camera when they was booking your ass. I'm not trying to be around bitches like this.
Yeah, they need children back to her custody. Neighbors say while left unattended, the boys often would cause damage.
Kicking people doors, trying to break into their houses, throwing rocks at people's windows. They done threw batteries at my window, try to break my window.
The same 2 kids?
Same 2 kids. I done chased them multiple times away from my house.
They destroy things in the neighborhood. They've messed with all my plants in my garden.
They
now,
done
police
through.
Say when they took Webb.
Sorry.
I just wanted to point out something. Let me go back. Black women, please stop letting these men talk shit to you, and because they're out here dating other races of women. That ankle, though, right? I don't need y'all to be sitting up here trying to face or change yourself in order to meet targets that they don't want you to meet anyway. That right there says sodium. It says anasarca. That's whole body swelling. Okay. They told you that outside over there that they are more feminine than you and all this extra shit. I don't know where that plastic shoe came from. All I know is there's a foot and then a calf because the ankle is no longer available because of the sodium content. Y'all better get your shit together. Why do y'all give a fuck? Let them have them. Let me shut up because I'm doing too much. I'm gonna leave that foot right there. Fuck it.
You ain't right. You gonna roast it late.
Oh, black women are too big. Get the fuck out of here. There's nothing wrong with you. Do you make sure that you're healthy and make sure that you're comfortable with yourself? Please don't go chasing targets that they claim other women meet. Because I'm saying that ankle told all her business. Go ahead.
And here's the thing. I'm a big proponent of eating right, exercising, working out. I've lost quite a bit of weight myself. So I'm no stranger to working hard for what I want. I just need that to be the motive. They don't need to be the motivation for that, is what I'm trying to say. If that's what you want to do, let that be what you want to do, because you want to improve yourself. But if you think that doing all that for them is going to get you anywhere, again, it's not. If you want to lose weight, do it for you, but don't let them be the reason why. That's just
Me versus the world. Did you get your stuff fixed, ma'am?
I believe so. Am I better?
Let me see. Yes,
You
you're a
can
lot
hear-
better.
Okay. I'm going to say I really enjoyed this show, and y'all got my ass straight, because while I was coming back in, I heard y'all giving me the what for. I appreciate that, ladies. But honestly, I had a list. I was going to go over this list so I can get off and let other people join. But, I realized also Pookie and Ray Ray are the cover up. They use Pookie and Ray Ray as the excuse, but they are actually the cover up for their derelict behavior.
All of them are Pookies and Ray Rays as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly, right? Exactly. I had an argument with a clown on another Facebook post, not a Facebook, on YouTube, because I'm in Facebook jail. I'm always dropping memes I shouldn't. But they gloating, they gloating about how 16% of them are making 100,000 or more. Now, mind you, the census only clocked a little over 6,000 of them. So I'm like, do the math. You're talking about roughly about 1,000 Black men. And they patting themselves on the back. Could talk about, good job, man. Y'all doing good. Good job.
Well, according to them, if they make more than $50,000 a year, that's an extremely successful Black man because of oppression. Okay, $50,000 is not going to pay for much. It's hard for a single person to live off of that, much less somebody that got a girlfriend and children. Okay, if y'all get together with some Black dude that make $50,000 a year and it don't work out, because it won't work out. I'm just letting you know up front, it ain't gonna work out. You gonna get about $40 a week off this motherfucker. Period.
Yep. Period. Yep.
Okay.
And you're right. And also my point before I had to get off about that. First of all, there's 24 hours in a day. And what we don't realize is that, there's certain content creators who are tracking Black femicide and the stories you covered today. Imagine the stories that are not covered, right? We ain't even counting those. These guys are taking us out. It's greater than three every. You figure two in Baltimore, let's say 3 in Chicago, 1 in Louisiana, St. Louis. Name all these cities where these dusties are concentrated. Right? Daily. That's the reality of it, because the news don't report every crime.
They don't.
They're saying that their whole attitude about it is, well, they're looking at the whole population. So in the grand scheme of things, so what, that they killed almost 1,500 of you over the course of 365 days. So what, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a whole lot. And it's like, are you kidding me? Yeah. So have you done the math on that? And do you not know how many women that is in one year that you've taken out? But that's not a big deal to them. That's not a big deal. That's why I don't even pay attention. I don't even try to talk to some of these bitches or these men, because I already know where you coming from, right? It's no big deal that almost 1,500 of us were taken out in 2021, and the numbers are still rising for 2022. We're more than halfway through the year, so we're getting there. And it's like, but it's no big deal to them. That's why I say you're never gonna get anywhere with these people. The ignorance is just, it's like, oh.
And bear in mind that DZ only covers the unalivings. She doesn't really get into the domestic violence incidences, the latest HIV cases, the missing Black women and girls. I mean, goodness, you would have to go live every day like some folks and have 8-hour lives if you were going to cover all of that.
Beautiful stranger down there talking shit. That's okay. When you get your ass in Discord, it's me and you, sister. It's me and you. We getting ready to tough it on out, goddamn it. She's too much.
And I just want to also, I'm sorry, let me say this last thing, and I'm going to hang up with y'all ladies, because y'all have a wonderful show going on. These Facebook groups for Black women to love themselves, I'm going to need y'all to stop lamenting over dusties. These women who were profiled tonight, who were dating these guys with tarantula heads, y'all have got to stop allowing these types in your space. You have got to judge everyone that comes in your space. A lot of these men, mostly all of them, should never have kids born to them. It's too late for me. I heard someone else who's about the same age as me. I'm in my 50s. I didn't get this information. If you're in your 20s and you're getting this information now from these ladies, listen, there is no, oh, I didn't know, because right now a lot of women are becoming cliches. It's getting tiresome.
It's very tiresome. I would love to come in here and do like a happy show. Our only really happy shows are our award shows. They funny as fuck. But we have laughs in between because like the lady was saying earlier, sometimes it gets to them. And I don't want y'all to this is serving as a reminder of why you don't go back. Because every now and then you get divestors that's looking back over the fence like, well, this isn't working out for me, so I might go back. I'm trying to show you what you're going back to. You should not be that afraid to be with yourself. Not no white dude, not no Hispanic man, none of that shit. You should not be that afraid to be with yourself and you jeopardize your safety because that's what you're doing. Jeopardizing your safety. Y'all, we got men out here taking black women's head off without taking the head off. That much force, you have to understand he had to hit her with something really, really hard, with all his might. Because contrary to popular opinion, it takes a lot of force to separate your skull from your spine. He hated her. And this is the mother of his children. Okay? Very lighthearted woman. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors because people's relationships are what they are. But why every time I wake up in the morning, those stats are true. Every 5 hours, there's some other goddamn black woman that's no longer with us because she wanted to seem fair and balanced, or she prefers black men, or she think white people are racist, or whatever you got going on. Fuck all of that and put your safety first. Even if you got to be with yourself and your goddamn cat. Fuck that shit. Your life means more than that. You
7
know?
years. 7 years, no man. I got a 5-bedroom house. It got 3 full and 2 half baths.
That sounds like a nightmare to
Okay.
some black women. Do you know that? You know the community we come from. We come
Ain't
from
no
the community.
dumpster here.
Hold on a second. We come from a community where saying that you've been without a man for 5 fucking years is a nightmare to them. 7 years or whatever. That's a nightmare to them because we judge each other on who we can pull. And that's crazy. You got to get away from black women that act like that.
Yep.
That's true. They sure do need to get away from that. All this man shaming and you ain't got no man and all of this stuff. Yeah, we need to stop doing that to each other. And it really bothers me that we get so many. I see so many black women and girls that feel like they have to just jump into anything just so they can say that they have a man. I don't understand this. Not enjoying or being okay with being with yourself. I enjoy being with myself. So I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't get the desperation to always be attached to a man all the time or the shaming that people try to do if you're single. I don't get it. And I never will.
Well, I just, what I find interesting is most of the women who say that, when you look at the men that they have, it's like, girl, are you serious? Having one of them is just like having no man at all. You may as well be a lesbian. So it's like, this is what you bragging on. This is what you think everybody jealous of. I need to get like you. I need to get one of those. Is that what you're saying? Because see, a lot of these women that walk around, you look at some of these men on their arms and you like, okay, and that, because see, me personally, I could be in a relationship, I could be without one. It's no big deal to me. Hell, I got a big ass bed that's made specifically for me. And I look, take your ass home. I mean, look, but that's what a lot of women I see that constantly try to relationship blame just because they have husbands or have had husbands. And it's like, girl, when you see what they married to, it's like, I'm glad I don't have your kind of problems.
Zaria, she says, this is a human thing, but I understand. You know what that's giving me, Zaria? It's giving me not all. It's giving me white men do it too. It's giving me, click the link so you can tell me what you're actually giving, because I'm getting not all from that. I'm getting, everybody goes through. Our community, so-called community, the black community, is a little bit more extreme than other communities. As a matter of fact, black women are killed 3 times more than other races of women. So if you're going to say that's a human experience, I want you to come up and tell me what exactly you meant, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong if you meant something different. But that's giving me the spirit of everybody goes through something. And darling, let me tell you something. I'm not doing it with the black community. The black community, it performs the worst out of all communities. So since we so-called are at the bottom, I'm gonna need you to tell me, what that's giving. What is that giving, Zaria? Just let me know.
A
Welcome to the
lot.
panel, Capricorn. Go ahead, Aaliyah.
Now I just gotta say, back to that, it's just a lot of them I've seen are shacked up with bombs, completely useless bombs. I mean, a lot of them are not helping them do anything. I gives a fuck what they jump on social media and say. You won't believe how many people who stay on Facebook stunned about their relationship and they struggling like a motherfucker because that lazy ass nigga they laid up with ain't doing shit. But you want everybody to think he doing everything and you sitting up here lying. And I'm like, I'd be damned if I would be giving him all this credit just to make us look good and he ain't doing shit. My own cousin married a useless ass nigga. He didn't help her pay for their wedding because he literally couldn't. And I'm thinking to myself, you running around raging at everybody in the family because you can't afford this wedding. Why in the fuck are you marrying this nigga? But that's the shit they do. But you all over social media talking about everybody hating on you and they jealous of you and your relationship because you get married. But yeah, you getting a ring and you getting his last name, bitch, but that's all you getting. So who the fuck jealous of that? You have nothing to be jealous of.
She's right. Zaria says, no, I meant that this is a common thing, but I totally understand. See, that's giving me the same thing the last one, gave. But if you don't want to click the link, that's cool. But I'm just letting you know how your sentence structure is coming off like, the stuff that we're complaining about happens in every community. And it's the white man do it too shit that black folk like to do. But if you don't mean it that way, accept my apologies, dear. I just found that a little interesting. Welcome to the panel, Capricorn. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, y'all. I was just about to say Barry White earlier, who got up here with the little deep voice. He's a prime example as to why you shouldn't fuck them, feed them, or breed them. In the words of my good sister Leah. Okay?
Okay. Ladies, it's really tough out here. It's another thing I wanted to go over. It's two more things I wanted to go over before I let y'all get the fuck away. Don't come for me. I'm not gonna go over. I promise you. Do not let people touch you. I don't care what race they are. Right now, the country is experiencing some shit. Wash your hands. Keep Clorox wipes with you. Make sure that you make people keep their goddamn distance. Okay. The trying to keep this in community guidelines. There's some non-black women out here that they do mess around with Tyrone and them, and stuff gets kind of weird. Just make sure you're washing your hands. Look at this clip for me real quick.
It's absolutely crazy to me. And I'm going to try and do this in 3 minutes. Sunday morning, I woke up with an insane rash on my forehead and chest. I thought, okay, if this doesn't go away by tomorrow, I'm going to go to urgent care. I go to urgent care the very next day. They say, oh, that's MRSA. I said, okay, well, can we test it to make sure? They said, oh, yeah, if you want. They take a culture. They say it'll take 3 days to come back, give me an antibiotic, but tell me to see my PCP immediately. So I see my PCP immediately. She says, oh, it's a rash. Gives me an antibiotic. So in my mind, I know that it's not just a rash. I can tell that something's wrong. So I call urgent care and I'm just like, hey, is there any way you can test that for monkeypox? They said, monkeypox? I said, yeah, that disease that's going around? They said, yeah, we don't do that. So I get a third opinion, see another PCP. I go in, she says, let me go get my colleague. So now I have 2 doctors staring at me. They both say, I have no idea what this is. You can go back to work. So I'm driving home, tell my boss I can come back to work. They call me 45 minutes later, said, do not go anywhere. We think this is monkeypox. Please go see this dermatologist tomorrow. So I make an appointment with that dermatologist. Let me also just mention, at the appointment, I mentioned, hey, do you think this is monkeypox? And they said, what's monkeypox? So Thursday comes around, the day of my dermatology appointment. The doctor calls me and says, we're canceling your appointment. We're not dealing with that. And I quote, call the CDC, is what they told me. I call the CDC. The CDC says, call your PCP. The lady I talked to at the CDC had no idea what she was talking about. couldn't answer any of my questions. I have not been able to get tested anywhere. Doctors have refused to see me, and I have this mysterious and painful rash all over my face, chest, arms, back. And meanwhile, 3 doctors had no idea what I was talking about when I said, "Is this monkeypox?" So if you're wondering how COVID got spread around so easily, for 2 years we were locked down and millions of people died, it's because the CDC has no idea what they're doing. Nobody's educated, not even doctors. And doctors will refuse to see you, treat you, and or test you. And the CDC does nothing about it. But I would like to say thank you to Central Outreach Wellness Program in Pittsburgh, PA, who agreed to see me today, advocated to get me tested, got me tested, gave me the best, and treated me the best out of every doctor I've seen this week. I have nothing but good things to say about them. I'm truly so grateful for them, and because of them, I got tested. I got an answer to this rash that I've had for 5 days now that nobody has even had an answer to or will see me about. So yeah, that's what the government's doing for monkeypox.
Listen, before y'all go in, I want you to know, all you don't want to go down that road, okay? Make sure people are not touching your things. People that you don't know, don't let them pick up your shit off your desk. Don't let them lean on you. You got to stop being huggy. It's a whole bunch of shit going on right now, and you need to protect yourself. So I say all that to say this. If she went through all of that, right, your case would be a whole lot worse because we got folks out here with image issues. I'm trying to speak in code. Please listen to me. Don't let people touch your things. Don't let people hug on you. Make sure if you're going to touch a surface, keep your wipes with you, your Clorox wipes. If you're going to touch a buggy, wipe that shit off. If you're going to listen, y'all don't want this. Y'all see what just happened these past 2 years. It was a hot ass mess. If this gets, out of control, it's going to be worse than the last situation that we dealt with. Okay.
And a little tip, you can get like a little travel size Lysol spray at Target and I'm sure other stores, but I keep one in my purse for those reasons, and I have a spray hand sanitizer that I got from Trader Joe's in case I needed to spray something really quick as well.
And I'm trying to figure out why her ass is at the pool, and
Exactly.
it's a possibility that you have fucking monkeypox. I mean, chlorine kills things, but I don't think it killed monkeypox.
I was headed there next. Because she carrying a virus that's a close cousin of smallpox. Mind you, that shit is endemic to sub-Saharan Africa. And it has been eradicated in the U.S. and hasn't been seen in almost half a century. You had a few cases of it back in the early 2000s, but nothing really came of those cases. But they have not seen monkeypox in the U.S. That shit is endemic to Africa. So let's just start there. And if she has that virus, why is her ass not in isolation? Now, if you took her and put her in quarantine while they treated her, then that would be a problem. You see, that's what I'm saying. You can't get any cooperation out of these motherfuckers. But the U.S. has always been too lenient on these complaining ass people, and people like her always had a nerve to complain about why we've had to battle COVID as long as we have. It's because you don't want to follow any rules. You don't want to social distance. You don't want to put yourself in isolation. You don't want to do any fucking thing that they ask you to do, and then you wonder why you keep spreading the shit. And it's like
the C19 word.
Oh, I'm sorry. But it's like they do the complete opposite of everything that they're asked to do. And she looks like she's sent her ass out somewhere at a swimming pool, it's somewhere bumping her motherfucking gums. And it's like, girl, you still not doing what it is that you're supposed to do. But let's just be real. That shit was when it first hit, it was spread among the MSM community. And that's a lot of this shit started out. And then for some reason,
tell them what the MSM community is, because a lot of people don't know.
Men who have sex with men. Of course, they don't like us using that term anymore. If you're supposed to change all of your language now, so it's same gender loving community. They don't want you to say MSM anymore, but it's the men who have sex with men. That's where that shit. But eventually, all that shit ventures out. But that's where it started from, and it's like, how in the hell Did this shit even get in the US? And I'm thinking to myself, what they need to do now is close our borders immediately and suspend all international travel. But they're not gonna do it. They're gonna wait like they did with COVID. And that's why, but that's a conversation people don't want. I'm
God
sorry,
damn.
the C19. C19. But they're gonna wait, but that's a conversation that people don't want to have though. It's like if that's how we can try to stop this now, but they're not gonna do it. I say, okay, well, that's fine then. This is why I'm not in charge of what I used to be in charge of. Cause it's like y'all ain't ready for my truth. Cause y'all look,
That's why I'm telling them it's going to get out of control for the most part. So you have to put yourself first because you divested. I don't care who gets offended. Tell them don't touch you. Okay. I don't care if you have to blame it on something you have, some fictitious disease. Hey, don't do that because I don't want you to catch. And then you fill in the blank here. Just keep you and whoever you care about safe because you see, like they said, she's sitting up at the pool and sitting on the chairs that's out there. I'm sure she's touched several doors because she just told y'all her itinerary that she just been through. And I'm freaking out because y'all, I'm a germaphobe, and I know good and goddamn well in the black community, how she called it the MSM community, black women will still fuck MSM people. And I know if that's going to be transmitted that way, the mammies is going to have yet another thing that they fucked your life up with. So again, get mammies out your life, get bitches out your life that still identify with black males and all that good shit. Keep yourself safe. Point blank fucking period.
But somehow you're wrong for saying that, hey, there's nothing wrong if you don't want to deal with a man who's a switch hitter, who plays for both teams. You remember they say that you're phobic if you don't want to deal with a man who plays for both teams, but
let them call
this.
us that. Let them call you that. I don't care what they call you. Call extreme, bitch, bed wench. Get your name calling on. What you're not gonna call me is a bitch that got a skin disease. That's what you're not gonna do.
And as you see from this video, be careful of the Beckishas and the others who like to play in the dark, as you see. Because where did this come from?
We can speculate, but then we'll be judging again. I love to judge. Y'all, it ain't nothing wrong with judging people. Sorry, not fucking sorry.
No,
really quick story. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you
Go ahead, boo.
Yesterday, when I was out running errands, I saw Beckisha. She had on box braids and those crazy eyelashes, and her Tyrone was in the passenger seat of her car. And when you're just so happy, you just can't help but smile. I smiled. I was so happy because it wasn't one of us. Go ahead, Beckisha.
I can't stand you. I just don't want them touching me. I don't want anybody touching me, especially if they have this kumbaya shit going on with said community. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't care who thinks I'm evil, any of that shit. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to remain happy, and I'm going to remain disease free. So you get your name called on. Hell, create a group that hates divested women. Do what you do, a Facebook group or whatever group, and say your little words on there. Just what you won't say is that we run around here with weird ass rashes and carrying on because we trying to be some kumbaya and trying to come together, put some black unity on that thing. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. If it's up to me, it ain't gonna never be no black unity. I said what I said. Never.
Yeah. And let me just say this too. They have found mosquitoes with the West Nile in it. They have already. Let me just go ahead and say that. And specifically in the state of Georgia, they have found those mosquitoes. They haven't found it in any humans yet, thank God. But we all know vectors, the mosquitoes are the vectors for the West Nile. So I said, what the fuck? We don't need this right now on top of every damn thing else. We got to pick a struggle. We got this whole C19 thing, got monkeypox, and now y'all telling me that West Nile may be an issue too? I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? That's why I say I don't want to hear the fucking complaining. I don't want to hear it. Because if you're not going to do what it takes and follow protocol to help us get rid of some of this shit. If y'all still want to click up and party and go to concerts and beaches and still do what the fuck you want to do and complain about how your rights being infringed upon and act a damn fool every time somebody tell you to do something, then fine. That's just what it is.
I'm probably gonna be wearing my mask to 2026, y'all. I'll probably be the only one left in this whole state still wearing the mask. They gonna think I'm fucking sick. I don't care. I don't want your lung juice to be breathed in by me. Don't be talking loud and all kind of shit because you expelling all that shit out your lungs. Listen, that right there is just the other end of passing gas. They just doing it out their goddamn chest. I said what I said. Okay. Rebuke thy nakers. Are you dusty?
Absolutely not.
Okay, what you got?
Oh my gosh, I got so much going on. I'm over here writing. Okay, so I'm petitioning to both the devil, God, Lilith, and Jesus, and Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen for these just waste of flesh to be removed from this planet because they're useless, they're evil, they're cowards, taking the lives of our babies and the women. They infect everywhere that their dusty paws prance. They're useless. They're worthless. They're not even men. And as a matter of fact, when I hear the word men correlated to them, it just makes me cringe because they're not even worthy of that.
They said, yes, do some spells. That was funny as hell. I thought you was getting ready to come up here and start some Bible, start some church. I'm like,
Oh, hell no.
Oh
No,
my
no.
God.
This planet, they need to go extinct. They really are just, I mean, I don't like anyone who deals with them at all.
I don't either.
And I mean, I stay to myself and I'm perfectly fine by myself. There's been isolation, queendom around here, whatever. I don't care. I
Ain't
got,
nothing
I'm
wrong
just,
with that. If you like yourself,
I love it.
if you like yourself, you should be okay with being by yourself. If you are your best goddamn person that you know, then you around the best person you know when you're alone. Period.
And I was gonna say, because that woman up there who got that monkeypox, and she's a woman who's supposed to have privilege. The same thing, kind of like my mom. She was raped by one of these, and you don't hear nothing. He didn't get consequence. He's not sitting behind bars. So I'm sitting here going, where's this privilege at? Because this stuff has been going on. I mean, you want to talk about reparations and stuff? They don't deserve nothing but to be eradicated.
I wouldn't be upset about it. I don't feel any connection with Blackistan. I don't feel anything. I see people when they see stuff happen with cop shootings and that kind of stuff. I just don't
get happy.
feel it. I don't feel it at all. It's not. I don't even feel like, oh damn, that's messed up that it happened.
No,
I don't
feel that
anything.
Right? No, I'm happy when I hear about it.
Girl,
that's the when they say that's the Lord's work, that is the Lord's work right there.
Look,
I feel
completely indifferent. I feel indifferent. If I actually hated and, wanted to be with one of them and that type of shit, I would be rooting it on, but I'm just indifferent. If your body drops, it drops. It has nothing to do with me. And I still haven't decided which motherfucking flavor taco sauce I'm going to be fucking with tonight. How about that part? I don't care what's going on with them. And I'm like I said, not fixing to fuck with these motherfuckers. Drop, bitch. Drop.
For real. Hey, use a mixture of mild and hot. That's what the fuck you should use. Use a mixture on
be fair and balanced. Be fair and balanced with the taco sauce.
Yeah,
That's what
do a mixture of taco sauce on these hoes tonight.
Okay. Tell me about no damn police shooting. Oh, he was unarmed. He got shot in the back. I don't give a solid fuck, boo.
Sure don't.
Okay. Let's do our final story tonight, ladies. I want y'all angry with mammies if you haven't figured it out by now. I want you angry with them because your sisters is taking the fuck up out of here, whether they be judges. I don't care what kind of mammy it is, a judge, just a regular ass Keisha, whatever. Mammies are dangerous. Let's go over how a mammy judge made sure that you didn't make it to the next day. Come on.
Fox 2's Veronica Meadows is live now with the latest. Veronica. Yeah, good evening. Jonathan Welch now back in jail tonight. He officially first bonded out on Friday, and then just 2 days later, prosecutors say he killed both his ex-girlfriend, his stepdad, and critically stabbed his mom in a court.
Take that in. Take that in real quick. Okay, he's violent and he's tearing up the house. He goes to jail. Then the Miami judge pretty much said, oh, it's not that bad. You know, it ain't that bad. Let him back out. This is the request of mammies. Remember, lower the bond and treat black men like you treat white men. Well, these are the results. These are the results. Okay?
Court hearing earlier today, a judge acknowledged action didn't come fast enough.
And although it's far too little, far too late.
Judge Kenneth King's heartbreaking words show a stark reality as Jonathan Welch appeared in court on video.
This is the court's worst nightmare, worst possible scenario that could happen, in that a witness has been killed after the defendant was placed on bond.
In mid-June, Welch was charged with several felonies, including torture. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office says Welch viciously attacked and sexually assaulted his ex-girlfriend.
Take another breath. It's not many people that get arrested for torture. Black males are always getting arrested for sexual assault. It is what it is because that's just their nature. But torture, he shouldn't have had a bond. Wait till you see who gave him the goddamned bond.
Prosecutors then say 36th District Court Magistrate Don White set Welch's bond at $100,000, 10% cash surety. After posting the $10,000 bond, Welch walked out of jail on Friday. By Sunday,
and they let him out of jail, and he killed my sister.
This is another thing I'm getting tired of. Y'all tell the truth. I'm looking in the comments now. Tell the truth. When y'all see these bitches out here protesting for the better treatment of black men, don't they look like that? Ain't that the same type of bitch that's up there in front of the courthouse cussing everybody out because she want the bond to be lowered? I'm not saying that she did this, but isn't that the type? I'll just say that. Isn't that the type? Let's keep going.
He killed my sister.
Prosecutors say Welch barricaded himself in his mom's Harper Woods home, shot at police, and set the house on fire. He's also accused of killing his ex-girlfriend, Zalea Frazier, his stepdad, Robert Bray Jr., and critically stabbing his mom.
They should never let him out of prison. I don't have nothing to say.
Because he wasn't incarcerated, she is now dead. His father's now dead. His mother's in a hospital bed, and he's got a baby out there. They'll, in most likelihood, never see his father again, and I'll never have a chance to know the baby's mother.
Attorney James Gallen Jr. says one purpose of bond is to protect the public.
Allegations are one of the things they take into consideration. There's a number of factors that are supposed to be taken into consideration when a judge or magistrate is setting a bond.
Regarding the bond initially set by the magistrate,
y'all saw that bitch, right? That's who, listen, that's who's making shit worse. Do you know that she didn't sit back and say, uh-oh, he tortured somebody that looked like me? Okay? So being that you tortured anybody, I'm going to set you $1 million bond and let's see you make that. Now take your ass up out of my face. Whatever or however a judge says that shit, but she and other mammies are responsible for this entire scenario. The low bond, him getting out, and all this shit. This is them, okay? And he done stabbed his mama up. Okay, mama, when you're out here crying for your sons, everything that BLM and all these people stand for is condensed into this little ass story right here. I hope you happy with yourself.
I do believe it was too low. 23 years old, a time bomb. And I'm not saying that the magistrate or judge could have predicted that, but with the charges and the nature of the charges, it should have been apparent that society needed big protection.
We reached out to Magistrate White and we'll let you know when we hear back.
You won't.
Meanwhile, Brianna says the system failed her sister.
It's broken. It's definitely broken. They should never let him out.
So what exactly do you guys want? They let
I
them
get
out.
tired of the
Man, listen, you asked them to lower the bond, and now you standing there saying that it's broken. Look, this is what you asked for. This is what you asked for.
Hey, DC, you remember Jacob Blake in Wisconsin a couple years ago, summer 2020, the guy that
No,
became a
it's so
black.
many of them. I can't remember all of
He's
them.
the
What did
guy
Jacob
that got
Blake do?
shot. He got shot after George Floyd in Wisconsin. Crazy rallies. In fact, that Kyle Rittenhouse kid went to one of those protests, and that's where he got in trouble. This is the black guy who went to this similar situation. Went, by the way, 29 with 9 kids. Went to a woman's house who he had a relationship with, who he had just gotten arrested for sexual assaulting. He had a restraining order, so he shouldn't have been near her. He was going to intimidate her so she doesn't, cooperate with law enforcement in the case. She called 911 because she had a restraining order, so she had a right to do that. When the cop shot him, he got paralyzed from the waist down. He's alive. He was the guy who all these celebrities, including Donald Trump, called him. Kamala Harris went to visit him. This guy basically was trying to do what this guy in this case you just put up in Detroit got away with. He was going to intimidate a witness with 3 of his 9 kids in the backseat of his car, no less. But because the cop got there fast enough, he didn't get away with what he got away with. So back to your question, they want it both ways. They want it both ways. They want the guys to come home, but then not do anything. Like these guys don't engage in witness intimidation more than the fucking Italian mob does. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When that girl started crying on that video we just watched, about 2 years ago, my heart would have bled for her. My heart would have bled for her. I'd like to ask her, 2 years ago, what were your views on BLM? What were your views on black males and violence and domestic violence and all that shit? What were your views then? Because listen, I have a sneaking suspicion, maybe, that she was leaning towards SJW. Okay, because most black women are like that. But then when it comes to your front doorstep, now all of a sudden you want to be a card carrying Republican around this bitch. You hardcore. Your feelings hurt. Protect the family. Lock him up. All that shit there. But when it's your cousin, the one you grew up with, now the courts are being too harsh. They delivered. Your protest worked. Your protest worked. Look at the results. So if y'all not armed, please get armed.
I gotta say something, DZ, real quick.
Go ahead.
I can't stand it when, especially coming from brown women, why they say anything about the system. The system didn't fail anybody. The system doesn't come to us unless you invite them in. So that's one. For two, I'm just getting really tired of the deflection. The system don't owe us nothing. I just don't. It's just obvious. They just disgust me. I'm sick of them too. I don't understand it. I'm done.
The only system they want to talk about is the system of white supremacy. And it's like, do you really think these people have been talking about trying to dismantle that system since before I was born. And it's like, get somewhere, sit down and shut up. I mean, I'm just a whole lot of stuff. I'm over it, and I'm just tired of them complaining about. And it's like you get everything that you ask for, and you see it's not what you want when you get it. You want the police defunded. You keep saying the criminal justice system is corrupt. You complain when they get time in prison. Oh, he shouldn't have got all that time, though. I know he guilty, but still, though, it's like, shut the fuck up.
Hurry
up. Shut the fuck up.
Let the bodies hit where they may. Let them hit where they may. Just watch them. Okay. And again, get your heart off your sleeve. I'm going to do something very lighthearted real quick. Okay. Y'all have been so desperate. Not you in the comments. Catch the spirit of what I'm saying. The mammies, the pick-me's, the nothing but a black man, black women. That they are now telling you straight up, I don't like black women. I don't like this. I don't like that. You too fat. Your pussy stink. All that good shit. Take a look at this roommate wanted sign from Detroit, Michigan. White chick came up on it and she took a picture with it. They not even hiding it no more, y'all. Okay. Roommate wanted. Single male 44 searching for a roommate. Here we go. What age is most of the manosphere? They little underlings in their 20s, but hey, the kings of the manosphere, Y'all know who I'm talking about. They're around that age. Okay. They say must be female, age 18 to 25. Here we go with the bullshit. And single. Must be willing to cook, clean, 1-bedroom apartment. You can use the couch until you are comfortable enough to share the bedroom. No pets, no drinking, no drugs, and no male friends allowed. My home has a no closed door policy, and this is for safety. And then he wants you to pay $400 a month for that.
Sounds like a relationship with the maker.
Ladies, that's in the 313. They not even trying to hide it no more. So if you step up and be a volunteer, good luck to you, sis. Okay? Does that seem like the type of person that's going to let you leave that situation alive? Use your goddamn brain cells if you got any left, right? They don't even have to hide it no more. Back in the day, they would basically sit up there and lie on the shit because they knew if they put something like this up, they would not get any takers. We are so desperate that I guarantee you that somebody would take that offer. The rent cheap. The rent's cheap. That right there is a sexual assault waiting to happen. And unfortunately, somebody's going to take it. Somebody's going to do it. Tell me I'm lying. Who going to resist that? Because these black women say that they are going to go ahead and be submissive and all this extra shit. You need to cook, clean, everything this man put on this sign. Mammies are telling you you should do this. That makes you a good woman. To work like a fucking slave day and night. You won't make it out of the first week. If y'all see something like this, please, I hope to God that y'all aren't considering situations like this. You won't make it out of there. Okay, he's looking for somebody the age of his daughter to go ahead and train and groom to be his sex god. Okay,
He
that's
wants
what's
you to
going
cook
on.
and clean and give him $400 a month. Okay, and give him some pussy too eventually. Okay.
Oh yeah, in a 1-bedroom. It is what it is. All right, let me try this again. No, I ain't gonna pick you, Pip Gang, bitch. I already know you retarded. Kitten Hill, are you Dusty?
No, I'm not Dusty. Hi.
Hi, what you got, boo? Before I run the fuck up out of here.
I know. I'm so sorry I called late because I work nights, so I get up late. But anyways, I know you got a lot of people in your inbox, but this is Egypt. I try to send you everything off TikTok.
Oh, hey, girl. How are you?
Hey, so I just wanted to say this, and I don't want to choke up because it makes me so mad. But like when I was going to work one day, like when you say Black women protect yourself, get armed, definitely I think we need to. And when I go to work tonight, I'm definitely going to apply for my FOIA card because I don't even know these men. It was 2 Black men, and I was walking to work, and one of them was like, "Oh, that's your hair." No, that ain't your hair. That is your hair. That ain't your hair. And I just kept walking. And the other guy in the car just hopped out, and he like, "That ain't her hair. You want to bet?" And as I'm walking to the bus stop, I just kept walking and then turned back around. But I'm thinking to myself, if you bet somebody something, you're going to bet to prove something. So what would he have tried to prove that this isn't the hair on my head? You know, like you don't even know me. And like every time like they'll see me, it's something with my hair that they'll say, you know, something about my hand. And then the other guy just be like, "Oh, that's a wig. It's a wig." And it's just like for you to try to say I feel like a bet is saying that I'm going to try to attack you, to embarrass you, to humiliate you in front of everybody. Even if it is a wig, I'm going to pull it off your head just to embarrass you. So that's
wow.
And that's a very fair thing to think because they will do shit like that.
Yeah,
they
like I was
they was going around snatching off Black women wigs. I saw a whole bunch of TikTok videos and people laughed about it like that was cute. And I said, no, that's assault, actually.
It is assault, and what it is further conditioning people to be desensitized to the violence of Black women. That snatching wigs and jumping in Black women's faces and doing little stuff like that, that's grooming everybody else to be okay with the violence against us.
Yeah, and it just makes me feel like this is them saying to me, I feel like Black women, like, when are you going to just see, like, they've done a number on your reputation to where even if you wear your hair, they go out of their way to say that's not yours. no way you can grow hair. No way, it's yours. And then
And
they
they
go
are
out their way to embarrass you.
I've never
And it,
seen a group of men that just obsess about hair the way they do.
That's what I said. And I called my mother and I'm like, my grandmother always used to tell me black men love color and hair. And I'm like, the way they see me all the time when I'm coming from work and they're just literally sitting by like this little corner store by where I stay, and they just literally sitting up there. You literally say this every time you see me. And I'm like, I got a knife in my purse now because I just be scared. Like, why is he picking with me like this? Like, you don't even know me. Like, damn, just leave me alone. And I'm like, I don't want to say anything because if I embarrass him, God knows what he'll do.
Black men are obsessed with hair and everything about you, but they hate it at the same time. You know what I see when I hear black men talking about hair?
I don't know if Birmingham,
Show
Alabama ever heard of me, but they will, because I come to complete the assignment.
Sorry, not fuck sorry. That's what I see when they talk about hair. Bitch, y'all didn't build a goddamn thing, but you a whole cosmetologist, bitch, with your big juicy ass. Fuck out of here. Fuck all of that shit, y'all. Please be safe out here. Egypt, I appreciate you coming up. She always sending me some crazy ass shit.
No, I'm gonna try to come Friday early.
Okay, I will definitely be here. I'm out, y'all. Love y'all. See y'all Friday. Getting me some goddamn hot and mild taco sauce. Peace.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.